Hi there. Today I'm going to be sharing with you about the orphan crisis and the ways that you can be involved. First, I want to tell you about two drastically different stories. First, I want to share the story of two young boys. Their names are Angel and Alonzo. Angel and Alonzo grew up in a home that was unsafe. They were removed from their biological family due to situations going on in their home by Child Protective Service, and because of that, they were placed into the foster care system. This is a system that's broken and in many ways seems hopeless. However, for Angel and Alonzo, they were placed in a loving family. This is a family that already had 4 kids of their own, yet willingly opened up their home in hopes that they would be able to give kids a hope and a home that exuded with love and care for them, that was a safe place for them to grow up in. Angel and Alonzo today are doing great. They are thriving in school, they have great friends, and they're doing far better than anyone would have expected. However, on the opposite side of the spectrum, there's the story of Veronica. Veronica was passed around between foster care homes growing up, never had consistency, and never had a place that was safe and a place where she felt love. As a result of this, she left the foster care system when she was 18, when she aged out. She didn't attend college. She struggled to find a job, and instead she got connected with the wrong group of people, the wrong crowd, and her life took a completely opposite direction as Angel and Alonzo's did. The difference between these stories is the importance of foster care and adoption. As seen on the Promising Love Foundation's website, there are several statistics that I would love to share with you. First of all, in the U.S. alone, there are 400,540 kids who are without a permanent home and who are in the foster care system. In our little corner of the world alone, in Hillsborough County, Pasco County, and Pinellas County, there are over 6,000 kids who are in the foster care system. Worldwide, there are 17.9 million kids who have lost both their parents and are in an orphanage, or they're on the streets because an orphanage is just not available in their community and their country. Every day, there are 5,760 more kids who become an orphan. An orphan is any child who has lost one or both of their parents. Something must be done. These statistics that we see on the Promising Love Foundation's website, they are real, they are true, and they accurately portray the devastating effects of this orphan care crisis that our world is experiencing. Something must be done for these children and for their futures. In 1997, the Adoption and Safe Families Act was started and was passed in Congress. This was a step in the right direction. This came after Congress realized the immense downsides of the foster care system and how it lacked permanency. It lacked the ability to truly excel these children into a bright future and into a hopeful future. The Child and Family Service Reviews has this statement about the Adoption and Safe Families Act of 1997. They say, "This landmark legislation requires timely permanency planning for children and emphasizes that the child's safety is the paramount concern." End quote. It's important as we look at this court case and as we look at this piece of legislation that we recognize the importance of it, and we recognize that 23 years later, this has not been solved. While we have taken great strides in this orphan care crisis is going down and more families are getting involved in foster care, something must be done. We still have nearly 5,760 orphans who are being added to the number every day. So what can you do? You're a college student, I'm a college student. What can you do? First of all, find a way to volunteer. Find some way to get involved in your community. There are plenty of orphan care crisis centers, orphanages, foster cares, group homes, any of those things. Find a way to volunteer. Offer a sense of consistency and love to the kids who are in those environments. Next, if you have foster parents who are in your community, encourage them. They are a huge part of solving this orphan care crisis, and they need our encouragement, they need our support. Next, find a way to financially support orphan care organizations. There's one in Lakeland that is called One More Child. This is an incredible organization that you can get involved in with child sponsorship or through volunteering your time. And next, commit to being part of the solution. Do whatever you can, whatever it takes in your little corner of the world to be a part of the solution to ending the orphan care crisis. Think back to our two stories at the beginning. Think back to Angel and Alonzo's stories. What would our world look like if our orphan care crisis looked like that? If we gave kids a hope in a place of love and consistency where they were able to go from there and be successful. Think of the difference that would make in the life of Veronica. Think of the importance she would feel, of the love and security she would feel if people cared for her genuinely. What would our world look like if the statistics I shared earlier from the Promising Love Foundation were simply facts from our past, and we were able to look at them in a history book and think of a time gone by that is not currently going on because we were part of ending the orphan care crisis? Think about being able to tell your future kids or your future nieces and nephews and grandchildren and others in the next generation that you were part of ending the orphan care crisis. You could be part of the solution. Think about a world that would look like that. It would be a world marked with hope, marked with love, marked with security, and marked with kids who are going in and leading our next generation well. This is a big issue. And I recognize as college students, there's a lot of areas of this that we don't know how to act well on, how to act big on. We are paying student loans. We are attending classes. We have jobs. We don't necessarily have our own homes. There's a lot of things in there. So what do you do as a college student? Here's what I tell you to do. I implore you to research ways that you can be involved in the solution to the orphan care crisis through volunteering your time, your resources, and even your finances. I recognize it's a big problem and it's a big sacrifice that you may have to make, but I ask you to think about the bit of your sacrifice that would impact generations to come as we wipe out the orphan care crisis and make a difference. Thank you for your time and listening to this speech on the orphan care crisis. I can't wait for the day when we can gather together and celebrate the end of the orphan care crisis as we, as a generation, found ways to support others, love others, and end the orphan care crisis together.